Good evening, Lacrosse fans. Welcome to Randall Stadium here at Wilsonville High School for the 2017 OGLA State Championship game. Tonight's contest is between the number 1 ranked Lake Oswego Lakers and the number 2 ranked OBS Aardvarks. There will be no playing of the national anthem before this game, so we're going to go through some player introductions here in a moment, and we'll get things underway. We also ask, in accordance with the OGLA and the U.S. Lacrosse rules of sportsmanship and conduct, that all fans respect our players, coaches, and officials, and work to keep tonight's atmosphere positive. Now I want to introduce tonight's visiting team, the champions of the Portland Conference, the Aardvarks of OES. Number 1, Sophia Chen. Number 3, Joanna Cloutier. Number 4, Olivia Giannini. Number 5, Ava Casiliano. Number 6, Kai Bissell. Number 7, Isabel Reiser. Number 9, but will not play due to injury, Alma Nai. Number 10, Megan Ruach. Number 11, Rachel Lowell, who also will not play this evening. Number 12, Harper Hummel. Number 13, Greta Ferguson. Number 14, Captain Lexi Tracy. Number 15, Maddie Reynolds. Number 16, Senior Captain Emma Ferguson. Number 17, Senior Captain Catherine Lawless. Number 18, Belle Scott. Number 19, Maya Lawless. Number 21, Claire Collins. Number 22, Amanda Tracy. Number 24, Gracie Moscroft. Number 30, Nahida Moradi. And in the cage tonight for the Aardvarks, number 20, Allie Thomas. The Aardvarks are led by head coach Susan Bankowski and joined by assistants Sarah Brenner-Funk, Katie Fitzgerald, Bill Gleason, and Pam Stoller. And now to introduce the champions from the Three Rivers League Conference, the number 1 ranked Lake Oswego Lakers. First off, number 1, Senior Captain Lauren Gilbert. Number 2, Carli Leach. Number 3, Rowan Anderson. Number 4, Taylor Anders. Number 5, Maggie Stathis. Number 6, McKinley Mullen. Number 7, Emma Hunter. Number 8, Katie Freeman. Number 9, Katie Gilbert. Number 10, Garland Horowitz. Number 11, Maddie Mansky. Number 12, Lily Cullen. Number 13, Lucy Stout. Number 14, Claire Bergman. Number 16, Peyton Ivey. Number 25, Taylor Jones. Number 36, Billy Fitkin. And in the cage tonight, number 38, Captain Riley Hartford. The Lakers are led by head coach Lauren Anderson and assisted by Kendall Guthrie. Are we ready for some lacrosse? All right, ladies, let's get set up. No national anthem. Time to play ball.
Well, good evening, fans. Ben Finklea here. Field side, a beautiful Randall Stadium at Wilsonville High School for the final game of the year in the OGLA season, as we bring to you our final contest between the number 1 ranked Lake Oswego Lakers and the number 2 ranked OES Aardvarks, a game that many of us have been waiting a while for. This should prove to be an outstanding contest. These guys met early in the season where Lake Oswego was able to sneak out a nice victory, and both teams have had a good semifinals. Most notably, OES pulling out a fantastic win against Jesuit, 13-12 in overtime, forcing the game to overtime at the 2-second mark left in the game. We have got a cornucopia of all-state and all-league players that will be dotting our field tonight. We'd like to give a special shout-out and greeting to OES's former coach, Tucker Pearson, who's all the way out in Vermont now, but who was at the helm of this OES program from 2010 until 2015 when Coach Bankowski took over. And hope that there are some other friends and family from around the country able to join us tonight to watch maybe a granddaughter, a niece, or a nephew here this evening battle it out for our state's top prize. We've got a lot of fantastic seniors out on this field. One of the highlights, of course, is number 1, Lauren Gilbert for the Lakers, who are dressed in white tonight, their home uniforms, and the OES Aardvarks, who are in green. The other outstanding senior in tonight's contest is right in the center of your screen, number 17 for OES, Catherine Lawless. Lauren, who will be venturing on to Northwestern after this game, the first Oregon-born player to do so, and Catherine, no slouch, who will be moving to Tufts to play for the Jumbo. So here we go, folks. The state championship is almost underway. We're going to redraw. For those of you not familiar with lacrosse, when you do a draw, the ball must go above the player's head as they bring their sticks and the ball forward. If it does not reach that watermark, then the official will call for a redraw, as we've done here. So we are set again, back underway. Ball is up. Lawless controls the first draw of the OGLA State Championship game. Coming down the right side. Anders for the Lakers tries to meet her and push her out. Lawless from the left inside rolls, comes around, shoots, and she scores. The first goal of the game. There's the signal. And it looks like we may have an and-one situation. I got a feeling that the umpire here is going to call a push after the shot, which will award the ball back to OES on the draw circle. Yep, I'm right. A nice call as Lawless did hit the deck. All right, well, that puts the OES Aardvarks up by 1 right out of the gate as Lawless hammers one home from the left side with, gosh, not even 30 seconds off the clock. Good start for the Aardvarks. Lawless, who had a stellar game in the semifinals, scoring 5 goals. She is her team's leading scorer this season as she gets set at the circle with the ball. Again, an and one with the push coming after the shot. The ball awarded automatically to OES. And they'll send Gilbert at a 45-degree angle as we start the second possession. Lawless now underway. Lawless, the OES draw control leader, with 116 this year as she drops the ball to younger sister Maya, who's looking to come down the left side but met with pressure. Lawless now over to Cloutier. And to my favorite name so far of the finals, Giannini. Number 4 for OES, who spins and then comes back out. Emma Ferguson over to Catherine. Catherine comes left. Brings it back down and around, looking for an opening. Can't quite find it. Ferguson now controls down low. Oh, check that, excuse me. That was Belle Scott. It's a beautiful night here in Wilsonville. Temperature just dipping below 70 as Lawless fakes right, comes back, hits the triple team, tries to run away. Now got the double, but she might have a chance right down the alley. She shoots, but into the stick of senior keeper Riley Hertford, who launches to the missile. Here she goes, folks. Number 1, Lauren Gilbert, right down the middle. Boom, right to Freeman. Freeman now looking from the top, coming in, shoots, and she scores. And that really is the signature play of these Lakers, folks. The ability to get the ball from Hertford to Gilbert, who will gobble up 30, 40 yards in the midfield with her breakaway speed, and then find somebody like Katie Freeman wide open, who takes it down the alley and hits pay dirt. That brings us to 1-1 with 23:03 to go. Hertford, of course, will or has been announced as the first team all-state goalie tonight. I believe that's the 3rd or 4th time of her career. Riley, probably our most decorated keeper from the state, who will be moving on to play at USC for Coach Lindsay Monday, and Devin Willis next year as the draw bounces off Leach and then comes to Cloutier, but Leach is going to chase it down. It looks like LO will possess, and it's checked out of Leach's stick. And I got a feeling that ball's going to OES as Giannini sets up on the side. Leach wanted the call, didn't get it. Giannini now comes to the side. Sprints down past the 50. Drops it to Lawless, her outstretched arm. She shoots, and it's wide right. But this is where you got to be careful with Hertford. She's got the breakaway speed to do it. Maya Lawless tries to take advantage of it. A nice trail check by Rowan Anderson, who drops the ball out of Lawless' stick. Goes over to Emma Hunter, who gets it to Hertford. Hertford now over to Lucy Stout. Stout now to Anders, who is also a gifted athlete in her own right, who now drops it up to McKinley Mullen. Mullen breaking to the left, coming back to center. Now to Gilbert. Gilbert back to Leach, but it's dropped. Ball's on the carpet. Who's going to get it? And it's, we're going to have a cover on Mansky, number 11. Brings the ball back to OES, Megan Ruoff. Ruoff now bringing up the middle, but meets the triple. And a push by the Lakers. Ruoff will hang on to the ball. Ruoff, a solid year with 27 ground balls, 8 caused turnovers. It's now up to sophomore little sister Maya Lawless coming in transition across the 20. Laker pressure, nice trail check there again by Mullen. Will bring the ball to midfield. Anderson has a little trouble with it, but gets it under control. Couple of sloppy passes here to start. And across the body on Cloutier will bring the ball back to Anderson on the Lakers. Now up to Horowitz. Horowitz down the right side to Leach. Leach now little overthrown. Not uncommon to see some sloppy passes here early. Going to be a push call on freshman Katie Freeman. Freeman, who's had an outstanding year for the Lakers. First team all-league for the Lakers and second team all-state as a freshman. She had an outstanding semifinals game herself, leading the Lakers with 4 goals. As the ball now moves to the Aardvarks as Cloutier comes across the midfield. Outruns Lucy Stout, looking for a feed, drops it off, and that's where you got to be careful. Hertford, very capable to get outside the cage. That's going to be a turnover on the Aardvarks. Ball back to Hertford. Riley brings it up the left side. Pressure from Belle Scott. Now back to Stout. Hertford's going to run it up. Looking for somebody in the middle. Finds Rowan Anderson. Anderson grabs it, turns, comes down the middle. Looks like OES has figured out it's important to put somebody on Lauren Anderson in the midfield. As Harper Hummelt staying tight and close. Number 9 for the Lakers, Katie Gilbert, the younger sister of number 1, Lauren Gilbert, is no slouch in her own right. She also wins first team all-league honors out of the Powerhouse Three Rivers Conference this season. Another turnover. This time it drops into the stick of Amanda Tracy for the Aardvarks. Skip pass over to Catherine, a little bit of a bobble, some pressure, and a clean check. Lauren Anderson to Katie Freeman. Katie Freeman. And they'll call the block. The offensive on Freeman. Ball back to OES as Freeman looks for the trail check. Can't quite get it, but ball's down. Oh, and an in the sphere call. A little tight there. Ruoff now dumps it off to Tracy. Tracy looking for some daylight. I checked that. That's not Tracy. That's Hummelt. I apologize. Some of these white numbers on the back are getting scrunched as Lawless controls the ball. An important possession for OES, I think, at the 18:25 mark. A lot of drop balls by both teams early on. Probably a bit of a butterfly storm or two out there on the field with some of these players, and just need to work up a good sweat before things will settle in. Lawless and Gilbert. What a great career those two have had here in the OGLA. Going to be sorry to see them leave, but excited to see how both of them do at the next level. As Giannini tries to dance her way in, nothing there. Good press out defense by Leach. Puts the ball on the stick of Cloutier. Cloutier back over to Lawless. One of the things Lawless excels at is the ability to really get into tight spaces and then control her stick within that tight space to find shots. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Bankowski goes for it tonight as younger sister Maya misses that pass. Ball's out to the left side. Going to be scooped up by the Lakers. Number 7, Emma Hunter, who then drops it back to Hertford in the cage as the Lakers now begin transition. Anders now at the 10, coming up the side. Lucy Stout wide open on the numbers. Now up to Freeman, who bobbles that ball. Aardvark's in pursuit. Ball still on the carpet as Freeman comes in, but I think we're going to get a yellow card. I got a feeling number 8, Katie Freeman's going to get called for a dangerous push. And again, Katie not a dirty player, but I think just a little bit of energy here early on in the game. So let's see what umpire Ron Miller decides here. OES ball. I think it's going to be a garden variety push then. I don't see the yellow card coming out of his pocket, which is good news for the Lakers. As Hummelt sets up and gets it to Cloutier, but the Lakers crash in quick. 3 in pursuit, coming down the left side, and a stick across the body by Lucy Stout. Cloutier now with the ball with about 5 Lakers within 10 yards of her. She drops the ball down to Ferguson. Ferguson now looks to Lawless. Lawless tries to come down the middle. She drops it to her younger sister, Maya, who shoots and she scores. Bang, right there at the 16-14 mark to give the Aardvarks a 2-1 lead. Maya had an outstanding game herself in the semifinal, as it looks like we've got a timeout on the field. I believe Lake Oswego have called this. While we're on our timeout, one of the things we'd love to share with you guys at home tonight is to congratulate some of the girls from the state who are graduating in the class of 2017 and moving on. Last year in the state, we sent 20 girls on to play in the NCAA and the NAIA. This year, we are sending 23. And while that number doesn't sound like a ton, for where we are in the growth of the game, only having started in 1995, it's a great list. So I'm going to read off a couple of these names as we go through tonight. First, starting with our NAIA gals. Jordan Mitchell from Tualatin will move on to the Savannah College of Art and Design. Caitlin Christner will move on from Clackamas to Kaiser University. Hannah Miller from Lake Ridge will move on to Whitman Division III. Anna Cesara from Wilsonville will be moving on to the University of Redlands. I've already mentioned Catherine Lawless tonight from OES. She's moving on to Tufts to play for the Jumbos in a very, very high-level Division III program back east. Then we got 3 young ladies who will be moving on to Linfield, all of them locally. Nathalie Sanchez out of Newburgh, Jenna Hessel from West Albany, and Maddie Cole from Clackamas. Maddie, one of the participants in our Silver Cup game tonight, and I know she'll do a great job for Coach Sean down there. Anna Peters and Janae Godfrey. Anna coming out of Lake Ridge and Janae coming out of Lincoln will be traveling all the way back to Illinois Wesleyan University. Another couple of gals who will stay local, Julia Towes from West Albany and Bailey Faust from Clackamas, will be moving on to George Fox. Katie Stell out of Lake Ridge moving to Carthage College. Isabel Kickner out of West Albany will be moving to Baird. And Ellie Blake out of Oregon City moving on to Aurora University. And as we come back out of the timeout, I'll make sure we share some more of those fantastic names as we move along tonight. As Lawless comes back to circle. Again, I think a couple of jitters from both sides has caused some of the uncharacteristic drop balls that we've seen here early on, but I expect things to settle down. But OES comes to the circle, Leach versus Lawless with a 2-1 lead here early on. Rowan Anderson and Giannini on the right side, and Gilbert and Cloutier on the left. Gilbert leads the state, not by a little, but by a lot in draw controls. Comes into tonight's game with 178. And we're going to redraw. But 178 draw controls. Also 36 caused turnovers, one of the best trail checkers you've ever seen. 77 ground balls, 37 assists, and coming into the night, she had 95 goals on the year. Lakers, of course, come into the game with a 19-2 record. Looks like OES is going to get called for procedure on Lawless, and that'll drop the ball into the Lakers' stick as Leach gets ready to bring the charge for the Lakers. Gilbert's such an important part of this team's offense, averaging 6.29 points per game. Lawless, conversely, on her side, 6.8. So these two really are two of our towers in this senior class in terms of gifted players. As Freeman gets the ball from Gilbert, comes down the middle, she shoots and scores to knot things up at 2 apiece. And Freeman rocks the back of the net with her second strike of the night. A beautiful pass from Lauren Gilbert to rack herself an assist, as I hear the PA announcer mention. Some great ball movement by the Lakers on that one as we come level set at 2, again with Leach and Lawless back at the circle. Carli Leach, really the second best kid on this Laker team. She comes into tonight with 77 goals, 49 draw controls, just a powerhouse in her own right. She's a verbal commit for Katrina Dowd down at the University of Oregon. As we've got a stoppage in play, I'm not sure what umpire Miller was calling for, but we're getting reset here. One of the things to watch for is Gilbert's speed once the ball is in the air. That was an early jump again by Lawless. Second in a row, sets the Lakers up. As Leach comes down the middle, looking for a target. She's going to pressure the defense and see if they react to her. She's going to come right down the left side, and that's a push. That will send number 6, Kai Bissell. They're going to call it on Lawless. They send her 4 away as Leach sets up against OES goalie Allie Thomas. Comes in with the left hand, shoots, and she scores. for the Lakers' third goal of the night and Leach's first to bounce out to a 3-2 lead with 14:58 to go. Really, those last two goals coming on mental errors on the OES side of things and that fast start on the draw. Hopefully Lawless can level that out here and get her team back into play. Leach makes first team all Three Rivers Conference this year and announced tonight also first team all state. Just an outstanding athlete in her own right. Also worth mentioning out here tonight, Maya Lawless, Catherine's young sister, again also first team all league, and she nets first team all state. Another call on Lawless for pulling early. And the ball goes to the Lakers for the third possession in a row as the umpires want to confirm this really quickly. Oh, no, it's going to go the other way. So good fortune falls on the Aardvarks as we do have our third whistle for illegal procedure on the draw, but this time it bounces to the Aardvarks as Lawless comes down the middle and hits Anderson early, gets called with the push. Lawless now sets up on the left hash, comes down, watches for the trail check. She seems to be clear. Lawless looking, doesn't find anybody. As Bell Scott peels out. Giannini now with the ball. Over to Hummel. Hummel now back to Lawless on top of the left. He's looking towards the middle, trying to find somewhere to go. Tries to come in, spins, comes right, shoots, and a great save by goalkeeper Riley Hertford. She now dances out and pops the ball right back across to Emma Hunter. Emma now to Gilbert, and here comes the speed, folks, as Gilbert stretches it out and legs it to Freeman now in the middle of the field, who attacks from the top, looking, doesn't find anything she likes, but she bobbles and sets it up with Rowan Anderson at the top of the 12. Now back to Katie Gilbert. Katie Gilbert dodges right. Ball bounces out, but no call. Gilbert again, going to come again, down the middle, hits the double, sends it over to Horowitz, but gets challenged and recovered by 22, Amanda Tracy, by the Aardvarks. So a bit of a tough pass from Gilbert across the 8. And bang, just like that, the Aardvarks are in transition with Captain Lexi Tracy legging it out, down now past the 30. They've got numbers. Boom, boom. Oh, and Lawless drops the handle on that nice pass. Stout, nice pressure out defense. As the younger Lawless comes around the top, switches to the left, and gets it checked out at her stick by Stout. And now things settle in for the Aardvarks as Cloutier handles up top. Now to Catherine Lawless. And folks, although you might think we've got an empty set of stands tonight by looking what is across the field, just know we've got a full house underneath the press box tonight. A great crowd from both OES, Lake Oswego, as well as our whole girls lacrosse community as we finish the year with our Silver Cup that was played earlier tonight with Southridge pulling out a 5-4 win. And now our final game. And that is going to be an illegal screen called on Giannini. Did not let her defender see that coming. So Katie Gilbert for the Lakers is going to take over as she comes off the 12 and is going to try to outrun the lanky senior from OES, Catherine Lawless. Hits the ball, but it's bobbled by Freeman. Freeman, though, great hustle all the way in. Ball's up and over the goal. Mansky fighting for it, but it goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Aardvarks. Great pressure by Lawless in the midfield to set that turnover up. We're going to get it quickly over to Lawless and see what she can do with it, though. Nice pressure by Lucy Stout on the throw. They're going to call her for across the body, but that was excellent closing by Stout in trying to turn things back towards the Lakers. I believe that's Ferguson now legging it out, bringing it up the field. She drops it to the younger Lawless, who comes in and is able to draw a push on number 4, Taylor Anders. Thought she might get a shooting space call, but no, it's a push. Umpire Mike Clark in the best spot to see that. And we also have got an offsides by Lake Oswego, but it's been corrected. As Lawless sets up, comes in, shoots. Nice save by Hertford as it bounces up off the turf and looks like it hit her in the left arm as Gilbert picks it up but steps out of bounds. No call. She's on her horse, folks. Here she comes now to Gilbert. Gilbert coming down the field, shoots, and a nice save by Allie Thomas with the ball out to Giannini. Gilbert really got lucky on that one, folks. Clearly 1 or 2 steps out of bounds on the sideline over here by the press box, but no call by the official. But no worry for the Aardvarks as they come back in transition with Lawless looking to Ferguson. Ferguson now dancing over to Cloutier. Cloutier comes back right, now left, back right again as they come back to X. And she tries to take a bite at the apple and wrap around. She shoots and right into the stick. Into the goal, or right into the stick of senior Riley Hertford. And always fun to watch Riley with the ball as it's now out to Emma Hunter. Hunter to Anderson. Anderson, a very reliable stick, not a lot of drops, very good passes as Katie Freeman now comes back down the left side. Got numbers, got a chance. She scoots. Allie Thomas, nice save again. Gilbert, though, on the rebound, over to Leach. Leach trying to draw the shooting space. No, it goes wide. And the ball is going to go to the Aardvarks. So a couple fortuitous breaks there for OES as goalie Allie Thomas now faces the pressure of sophomore Maddie Mansky, number 11. Ball passed out wide, dropped. Leach looking to scoop it up, kicks it away, and she controls for the Lakers. Nice hustle, nice recovery. We've got a push now on OES. That'll drop, looks like Amanda Tracy 4 behind. Number 2 for the Lakers, Carli Leach. Great second effort hustle by Leach on that to help her team out and get that ball back. We round the 8:40 mark here in the first half. The Lakers on our scoreboard show Wildcats, if you hadn't figured that out. And Lauren Gilbert just a little high, but the Lakers Wildcat on the scoreboard leading 3-2 as we pass the 8:30 mark with Katie Freeman on the restart down low. Freeman comes around up the left. Looks like she's going to try to take a bite at the apple. Nice pass to Horowitz. Horowitz comes into traffic and is going to get the foul in the sphere. That'll set her up for a free position shot on the left side. And it will send number 12, Harper Hummelt, out 4 meters. Horowitz dumps to Freeman. Freeman draws the shooting space. And that sends Bissell out. Nice clear out for the Laker freshman to see what she can do with it coming from the right side with her right hand. Boom, fires shot right to Allie Thomas. Allie clears to Catherine. And here's another great one who can leg it out, folks. Here comes number 17, senior Catherine Lawless. All the confidence in the world in getting it up, even with 5 Lakers in chase. Emma Ferguson now controls back over to Lawless. Lawless with the double team, smartly passes to Ferguson. Ferguson to Cloutier up top. We'll see what the Aardvarks deliver here on offense with some settled play. Scott handles, now back out to Ferguson. Ferguson on the left. Hits Maya Lawless, tries to come down the lane, dodge, redodge, spin right, spin left, shoots low, goes wide left, and the ball stays with OES. Bell Scott controls for the Aardvarks down low. He's going to bring it back around to Ferguson on the left side. Ferguson's going to take a look. And the ball goes to the younger Lawless. Catherine seems to be sort of just hanging out up top, as clearly Coach Anderson is now employing a face guard technique on Catherine through the use of number 9, Katie Gilbert, who in her own right is a great basketball player as well, and a chance here for her to use those basketball skills by face guarding the senior Lawless and doing what she can to keep the ball out of her hands. Younger Lawless may have to carry a little more load tonight as a result, if this can be an effective way to shut Catherine out. Hummel to Giannini, Giannini to Cloutier. Cloutier back over to senior Ferguson. Now over to Giannini. As the Aardvarks pass low, but caught by Lawless. Lawless meets 3 defenders, but the shooting space is called. Even though the ball was dropped, the younger Lawless is going to get an opportunity for a free position shot. As number 4 for the Lakers, Taylor Anders, is sent 4 out. Lawless sets up dead center on the circle. Let's see what she can do with this. She comes in, right hand, hits traffic, ball's checked out clean. Emma Hunter out, gets the ball to Leach, another one who can leg it out and get it down the field in a hurry. She's looking for a target, can't find it. 2 defenders try to close in, bringing it down the left side. Now hits 2 or 3, over to Freeman. Freeman will look like settle it down and get into a settled offense as Coach Anderson from the sideline is calling for them to slow. Freeman now handles, or excuse me, Gilbert now handles at the top. Drops it over to big sister Lauren. Nothing quite there. The double comes. Leach scrapes across the middle. And I'll be interested to see if Gilbert decides to ISO and take Catherine one-on-one. It looks like she might try. Nice draw and dump to little sister Katie, and a great stop by goalie Allie Thomas. Super play as the ball is cleared. A little tough to bring that one through the middle as Freeman tries to get him into coffin corner, but not successful. Now the ball is moving upfield, hits number 14, Lexi Tracy, who's in transition, but here comes Gilbert with that trail check. A little too close to the sphere. That's right in front of us. Good call by the official. Lexi Tracy now heads back in transition. And a shooting space call early on Stout. That will drop Cloutier off at the right hash. And let's see if OES can get some momentum here at the 3:25 mark to get themselves knotted up. Nice pass across to the younger Lawless, who comes in, shoots, and a nice stop. But folks, we're going to have a yellow card. I believe this is going to be on Maya Lawless, number 19, for a dangerous propel. 2-minute penalty on the sophomore, number 19, Maya Lawless. Important to keep track of these yellow cards, as we found out in our Silver Cup, where Clackamas had to play play with 5 yellow cards, 2 men down. And it was one of the big contributing factors to Southridge being able to make their comeback, as Hertford now gets pressure, but ball is away and mishandled, unfortunately, but scooped up nonetheless. And we've got a stoppage in play. I'm not quite sure what for. Clock is stopped. Find out what the officials are seeing out there that we're not. And here's some calls from the crowd for some additional time to be added to the clock, but I'm just not sure if that was the reason or not. A beautiful Oregon sunset is starting to fall behind the trees, behind the stadium. Again, echoing what a beautiful night for lacrosse it is here in Oregon after what was arguably one of the more wet springs of recent memory. Looks like we've got a clock reset to 2:55. Folks, while we've got a break in the action, let me give you a few more names. We talked earlier about some of these gals who are moving on to play at the NCAA Division I and Division II. Let me give you two more. These two going to Fort Lewis. Ann Nelson of Newburgh and Mackenzie Webster of Churchill going on to Division II Fort Lewis. Kelsey Norby from Summit will be going on to Rockhurst University. As we resume play, Hertford to Gilbert. Gilbert now coming right down the middle, met by Lawless, and you can just see that Gilbert speed from Katie as she gets across. Now to Big Sister, who hits a triple. Triple comes around to Garland, and a slow whistle brings us to an across the body for Garland Horowitz, who will get her first free position of the night. Garland comes into the game with 13 goals on the year. Wisely dumps it out to Carli, who draws the shooting space. Leach has a wicked left hand as she looses that shot and hits it in the upper right-hand corner for another Lake Oswego goal. Carli's second of the night to extend their lead to 4-2 with 2:08 to go. You just can't give a kid like Carli Leach that kind of an opportunity. Her left-handed shot is so strong that it is almost impossible to stop when she is aiming at a corner. Well, let's see if we can get a clean draw this time, folks. Last three have had misstarts. As our PA announcer gives our wonderful fans out here a nice sportsmanship warning. On the PA tonight, one of our great lacrosse families, the Longtains. Mom Lisa in the booth with recent Fort Lewis graduate Megan Longtain. As the Lakers come up with this one, Carli Leach controls, and the Lakers on attack. With 2 minutes left to go in this half. Horowitz controls the ball around the 20, drops it to Leach. Leach now comes down the middle, wide open. She's loosened for it, shoots and scores as Leach strikes the hat trick. Really nobody there to stop her once she grabbed that ball and came through. I think that the OES folks need to be careful, as it looks like Maya Lawless got pulled back off the field. I'm not sure why. But at the 1:46 mark, the Lakers now up 5-2. Tonight's goals on the Lakers side coming from Katie Freeman, who's got 2. And junior first-team All-State Carli Leach, number 2 in white there, has got herself a hat trick in the most important game of the year. OES is now taking their chances, and they have put the double on our state's leader in draw controls, the speedy Lauren Gilbert, as Rowan Anderson swings around to join her. Ball is up, and look who it is. Number 1, Lauren Gilbert, drops it. Oh, little bobble from Leach. Scooped up by OES. We're going to get an across the body. I believe that'll be on Leach, who will go 4 behind as OES controls the ball with 1:36 to go. Ball dropped to Giannini. Giannini brings it up with the trail check from Gilbert looming. She's able to break free, get past, come down the middle, gets loose. She shoots and she scores. Left-handed shot to the right side of the cage. Beautiful shot from Giannini. Unassisted, nearly 3/4 of the field, folks, to bring us to 5-3 with $1:20 left on the clock. That might be the shot in the arm the Aardvarks need to get that momentum going and climb back in. As we learned in our semifinal game with OES, you can't count them out. They came back from a 6-goal deficit with about 8 minutes remaining to get that game into overtime in a thriller, pulling out a 13-12 win over Jesuit to earn the right to be in tonight's game. So they have got the horses, as we talked about during the semifinals, to get down the length of the field quickly and put points up with great pace as Leach and Lawless come level set back at the circle. And we will redraw. Oh, I apologize. No, procedure again against Lawless. I believe that's her third of the night. It's just a tough break in a game like this. To give Lake Oswego extra chances with the ball can be deadly. Leach comes back right now left, trying to find an opening. He's able to squeeze in. It's a pretty tough stick to the upper part of the body, and I believe that will set her up for a free position as Kai Bissell is set out. And as we've already seen from Leach, you don't want to let her loose in that 8 with that left hand too often. Looks like Leach might actually pass this one off to Horowitz instead of coming in for the shot. Let's see what she decides to do here. Horowitz on the right. Nope, she comes left to Freeman. Freeman meets the double. Now into Horowitz, who comes back left, now right. Leach again at the top, comes down the middle, hits a triple team. But we get a sideline horn. Unfortunately, the clock was not running, I believe. Waiting for the officials to tell us what to do, as table official Richard Calderwood confers with his colleagues on how to proceed. Well, we've got a little stop in the action. Let me again give you some names of our seniors who will be moving on. We talked about Kelsey Norby from Summit moving on to Rockhurst. Rumor Morrison from Century is going on to Colorado State Pueblo. And then our Division I athletes this year. Last year we had 4. This year we've got 4, but we'll hit those here after the reset. As Freeman sets up for a free position shot, but pulls it back out, this time to Horowitz as we go past the 50-second mark remaining here in the first half. Gilbert now handles up top, right hand. To big sister Lauren, who comes back to her left, breaks free, is able to get to the right hand. She shoots and scores with 37 seconds left on the clock. Lauren Gilbert, first team All-Stater, first team All-League Player of the Year for the Three Rivers Conference, buries her first goal of the night to give the Lakers a 6-3 lead with 35.9 seconds to go. And again, we talked about those procedure penalties on the draw, and Lawless really making things tough for this Aardvark team. Every time you give a possession to LO like that, they can make you pay. Coach Bankowski has opted to make a change on the circle. Cloutier now comes in to face Leach. Lawless now on the south side of the circle, who's going to face up against Freeman. Leach now pulls it right to herself. 35 seconds. Let's see what they can do with it. They certainly can score. Oh, as Anderson's pass goes over Gilbert's head. But here comes little sister Katie as the Lakers run down. There's Lauren. She shoots and scores with 19 seconds left. Well, now it will be 17. A beautiful assist from little sister Katie as the Lakers really ratchet it up to take a 7-3 lead as we get so close to half. Folks, I mean, that is 2 goals in just darn about 30 seconds for the Lakers. That is just something that is pretty to watch. The Aardvarks are just needing this clock to expire so they can regroup with Coach Bankowski and her staff. I'm sure they wanted to keep it a lot closer than 7-3 here at the end of the first, as Anderson swings back to the north side to mark up with Giannini. Cloutier and Leach get set. And 17.1 ticks on the clock. Ball's up, and Gilbert controls. Lakers are going to try to put one more on the board with 12 seconds to go. Leach comes down the middle, left-handed, fires, and scores again. Wow. Fourth goal of the night for Leach as the Lakers take a commanding 8-3 lead, unassisted by Carli Leach with 3.5 seconds on the clock. Again, 3 goals in darn near 45 seconds, if not less than that. Just beautiful, beautiful lacrosse by the Lakers here as we come up on halftime. We talked earlier about how Lauren Gilbert was not just the draw control leader in the state of Oregon by a little, but by a lot, and that was a perfect example of her controlling the draw with that very explosive first step, scooping it out of the air from Leach and shooting it down the field. And we're going to redraw. If you get a chance, stick around for halftime. We will be moving over to the PA side of the booth. We're going to hand out some hardware. We're going to honor our league champions from this year, as well as our Jay Castle Memorial Scholarship winner, our Volunteer of the Year, and our Coaches of the Year, who we had a tie in 2017. So excited to honor both of them as we come to this final draw of the first half. Ball is up. Over to Rowan Anderson, who will allow the clock to run out as the Lake Oswego Lakers take a very stout lead into halftime, up 8-3 against the number 2 ranked OES Aardvarks. So we will take a break here, folks. Go refill that drink glass, fill that bowl of chips, maybe hit the facilities real quick. If you're out in Hood River or maybe somewhere down in the Eugene area. Hope you're enjoying the game, and we look forward to seeing you back here in about 10 minutes. We'll take a 10-minute break here at halftime, and we'll see you back here with Lake Oswego leading OES 8-3 at half of the 2017 OGLA State Championship game.
We'll get started here in just a minute. I want to invite all of our league champions out on the field with their representatives so we can have an opportunity to honor them. Presenting tonight's plaques is Paige Stelling, coach of Westview and an OGLA board member. Paige, thanks for being for your service this year. To start out, we want to honor the Jesuit Crusaders from the Metro League, accepting our captains Molly Porter, Gabby Gonzalez, senior Emily Steele, and Grace Hamburg. Congratulations, Crusaders. Congratulations on a great year and for making it to the semifinals. Next up, out of the Northwest Oregon Conference, Tualatin High School. Accepting the captains Alexis Atkinson, Marley Gilman, and Jordan Mitchell. Next is the Portland Conference, where OES is this year's league champion. Accepting is Athletic Director Dennis Sullivan. Out of the Three Rivers, Lake Oswego. And accepting for the Lakers is Athletic Director Brigham Baker. Out of the Willamette Valley, we've got Valley. Accepting for South Salem is head coach Polis Pryor and captains Juliana Pryor and Andrea Donna. For Crescent Valley, head coach Anya Hall, who is not present, we will send them their time. Out of the South Conference, Churchill High School. And accepting is head coach Ron Bray and captains Mackenzie Webster and Emma Bird. And finally, out of the Central Oregon Conference, the inaugural year for the Central Conference, Summit High School, accepting the senior goalie Kelsey Norby and her mother Kim. Next up, we'd like you all to give all these league champions a big round of applause as they smile for the picture. Congratulations everybody on a great campaign this year. Thank you everybody for coming, league champs. Next up is the J. Castle Memorial Scholarship winner. This award is given to someone that embodies the spirit of the game and demonstrates exceptional sportsmanship. This year's recipient is senior Jordan Mitchell of Tualatin High School, who will be heading to play at the NAIA Savannah College of Art and Design. Jordan has had an outstanding career and is one of our favorites from this year's senior class. Congratulations, Jordan, on a great run and for all you have done to help grow the game here in Oregon. And next up is our Volunteer of the Year, an award that really means a ton to our board and to those of us in the game. And this year's winner goes to Richard Calderwood. Richard has brought lacrosse not only to every single part of Oregon, but also parts of Africa. And we've all lost count of the number of hours he has volunteered as an umpire and as a coach. And he's just done an amazing amount. So please thank Richard, as we couldn't keep growing the game without people like him. And finally, Coach of the Year. We're pleased to announce we have a tie this year. First up, Holly Ziegler of St. Mary's. Holly has the honor of having coached the very first high school lacrosse team in Oregon back in 1995 and has been at St. Mary's Academy for 13 seasons. And she has brought 2 state championships in 2007 and 2008 to St. Mary's and had an excellent campaign this year, getting to the quarterfinals. Next up is Christy Mitchell of Tualatin. Christy began coaching in 2001 and has spent the last 16 years working with youth in several sports. She took over the Tualatin program last year, a team that was ranked 24th 2 years ago and finished this season ranked 6th. Congratulations to Christy and the Tualatin program, and thank you for a great year. Now we've got a couple minutes. Let's tell you a little bit about our all-state teams. You should have them on your program in front of you. We're going to our team to start on a cat, Ellie Cruz, a junior and a rookie. Katie Freeman, a freshman out of Oswego. Kelly Sobel, a sophomore out of Gilbert. In the midfield, Zoe Ziegler, a freshman out of St. Mary's Academy. Allie Schaefer, a junior out of Westview. Mackenzie Welber, a junior out of Wilsonville. Mo Gibson, a junior out of Maris. Dina Malowski, a senior out of West Lynn. On defense, Lexi Tracy, senior at OES. Rebecca Kayakawa, sophomore, out of Hood River. Harley Peterson, senior, out of Westview. And our goalie for the second team last day is Janae Godfrey, a senior, out of Lincoln. And now on the first team, attack, Jordan Mitchell, our Jay Castle Scholarship Award winner, and a senior out of Tualatin. Maya Lawless, a sophomore from OES. Greg Finklea, sophomore out of OES. Lauren Gilbert, Greg Finklea out of West Lynn. I think I get that right. Lauren Gilbert, a senior out of Lake Oswego. Catherine Lawless, a senior from OES. Carli Leach, a junior from Lake Oswego. One of the good ones, Emily Steele, a senior out of Jesuit. And Morgan Finklea, a senior out of West Lynn. On defense, Maddie Ziegler, a senior out of St. Mary's Academy. Jenna Ittershoff, a senior from West Lynn. Taylor Andrews, a sophomore from Lake Oswego. And in the cage, the goalie, Riley Hertford, a senior out of Lake Oswego. All right, folks, one more half across for 2017. Let's hear it.
As we welcome you back for second half action and the teams retake the field. What a display at the end of that first half by the Lakers. Let's see how the Aardvarks can respond. As we talked about in the first half, this is a team that's got the athletes to mount a comeback. It will just be a very, very difficult task. They'll need Lake Oswego to make some mistakes here as we go into the last 25 minutes of the 2017 season and prepare to crown our state champion as Lawless and Carli Leach set up for the first draw of the second half. In the second half, the umpires are coming out, finishing up the first half. As we talked about, Lauren Gilbert comes out with 2 goals. Carli Leach buries 4. And Katie Freeman, the 2 goals from her and the assist. A nice setup. On the OES ledger, Giannini with 1, Catherine Lawless with 1, and Maya Lawless with 1. And 8-3 as we set up and get underway for the last time this year. Hopefully it'll be a clean draw. We had 4 illegal procedures, I believe, in the first half. Almost into the stick of Gilbert as Giannini controls under tight pressure from Anderson as the Aardvarks come into their offensive end. Good pressure defense from Gilbert. Imminent double team. Cloutier drops the ball and bounces into the stick of the younger Lawless. It's going to be a block on the Lakers. Number 6, McKinley Mullen, sets Maya Lawless up near the 20. And she comes in. Trail check almost put on. Comes into the double and back out. To sister Catherine. She launches it high. Riley with the save. OES has to be smart with the shots in the second half. Only 3 goals, they really got to make them count. Hertford knows how to drain clock, and she will wait until the right pass is open. Now it comes out to Anderson. Anderson right back to Hertford as she sprints up the left hash, looking for Gilbert, who cleans it, picks out of the air to Freeman. Freeman now comes across, looking to come down the middle. Defense meets her out, and the Lakers will set up with Freeman back. Just wide from Lauren Gilbert. Great pass from little sister Katie. That'll keep the ball with Lake Oswego. As Leach sets up. Leach to Mansky. Mansky to Anderson. Anderson to the younger Gilbert. Little motion from Mansky across the top as she clears out. And we've got a 3-second call on OES. That'll bring Catherine out. As Horowitz tosses it over to the right for Leach. Leach on the motion to Freeman. Freeman comes down the middle, looks, nothing there, pops it back out to Anderson. Anderson down low to Gilbert. Gilbert brings it around to Leach. Leach now coming left-handed around the right side, getting strong suited, shoots, and she scores. Again, Leach with the left hand, her strong hand, her 5th goal of the night, as the Lakers now push to a 9-3 lead. A 6-goal deficit faces these Aardvarks. It is the same goal deficit they faced in the semifinal game against Jesuit. Obviously, the Lakers pose a little different problem than the Crusaders did, and it's going to be a tough mountain to climb. But again, this is a group that can do it. They've got 22-23 to make it happen. As Leach and Lawless set, ball's up. Gets lost in the lights a little bit there, and OES controls as Giannini brings it down the left side with Gilbert in pursuit. Oh, and that's a pretty big push. I got a feeling we're gonna see a yellow card. This is gonna be on Rowan Anderson for dangerous play. We'll send her to the sideline for 2 minutes as the Aardvarks get a bit of a break here and have an opening, being man up. That will set Giannini up at the top of the 12. I doubt she will try to come in, but I do see Lawless wide open. But you gotta be careful because Riley Herford is about as good as it gets when it comes to being the 12th defender on the field, as Giannini tries to dart in, finds an opening, but no, Herford stops it on the upper left hand, and here she comes. Lauren Gilbert, the missile right down the middle. Nobody's going to stay with her as she lobs it to Freeman. Freeman now from the top, coming in fast and strong, goes left. And offensive. I would agree with the call. A little out of control there by Freeman. Didn't get herself quite under control. A good call from the official. That's going to bring Ruoff up top for the Aardvarks and see if they can get a change in fortune by moving this ball back to the other side. Freeman in pursuit to Cloutier. Nice trail check by Anders, but Cloutier brings it under, but hits with the double, and look who it is, Katie Freeman, back in transition. Now to Horowitz. Horowitz to Gilbert. Gilbert looking. There's the trail. Carli Leach comes in with the left side, comes through, and a push on number, who are they going to call that on? Looks like it's going to go against, I think, Bell Scott, as Gilbert gets an opportunity for a free position. This is almost out of, I'm sorry, Leach. Oh, and a great stop by Allie Thomas. And there's a goal circle violation on Mansky. That'll drop her 4 behind as we bring the ball back. It's probably good for the Aardvarks here to give them a better clear. And here comes Mansky on the ride, charging down. Cloutier mishandles the throw. It's going to drop right into Anders' stick. And Anders brings it up across the 40 and settles. Looking for help. Finds it with Gilbert. Gilbert wings to Leach, but she drops it. Luckily, Mansky's there to clean it up. Or excuse me, that was Horowitz who cleaned it up. Now over to young Gilbert. Gilbert now taking her time at the top. 2017 represents the 6th year in a row as Gilbert comes left, now back right, looks for the opening, finds Mansky, who gets in a tight window, nothing there. Freeman now to Leach. Leach fires and scores on a beautiful pass from Freeman with the assist to bury it and extend the LO lead to 10-3. So that gives Carli Leach her 6th goal of the night and Katie Freeman her 2nd assist as the Aardvarks call timeout to try to stem the bleeding some way, somehow. As I was mentioning, the Lakers are in their 6th OGLA Finals game in a row, having won 3 of the last 5. OES is making their first appearance here tonight, so if the Lakers are able to nail this one down, it actually will bring their overall total for state championships to 7, which would tie them with Lake Ridge, who also has 7. Lake Ridge being our founding program here in the state. While we're on a timeout, I will mention our seniors who are moving on to Division I level play. As you might imagine, there are a couple of them on the field tonight. First up, let's talk about Lauren Gilbert, number 1 for the Lakers, who's moving on to Northwestern University, the first Oregon-born player to go that far east to such a prestigious program and play for Coach Kelly Amonte Hiller. Followed by that is Morgan Finklea, the senior out of West Lynn, another first-team All-Stater who is moving on to the University of Oregon and will play for new Duck coach Katrina Dowd, and joins a good line of kids out of West Lynn, joining Annie Longtain, Mariah Gotti, and also Madeline Reese, who attended Lake Oswego, in joining the Duck program. And then Emily Steele, one of our best kids around, just not only an outstanding player, beautiful player in terms of her style and speed, but a great overall kid out of Jesuit, who's going to be going off to play at the University of Hartford. And then finally, Riley Hertford, the cage master tonight for the Lakers, who ironically verbally committed to USC before she played 1 minute of high school lacrosse, will go join goalie coach Devin Willis down in sunny Southern California and spend her next 4 years. So a packed field tonight with some nice stars on the Lake Oswego sideline. As we come out of the timeout, I'm wondering if that last goal was the backbreaker. That Katie Freeman to Carli Leach pass was sure pretty. Beautifully coming out of the left side as Leach cut across to her strong hand on the left and buried that in the right in the basket, folks. As Leach and Lawless come back to center. Good battle on the circle going on as LO controls again. Anderson now up to Young Gilbert. Young Gilbert pressing down on the right side, brings it around towards center, looking for an opening. I think she's really just trying to get the ball settled. Now to Mansky. Mansky to Gilbert, or excuse me, to Freeman. Freeman comes around the top, nothing there. Pops to Young Gilbert. Got a whistle. The OES was offsides. It has been corrected. I think Harper Hummel corrected it, but the umpire still called it. As Gilbert comes in, drops it to Leach. Leach's pass is knocked down by Lawless. We've got an across the body on Lawless. A little bit of frustration seeping through, I got a feeling. Ball now to Leach. And over to Freeman. Horowitz now operating on the left side, swings it to Anderson. Anderson looks but does not shoot, brings it back out as she hits a double. And now to Lauren Gilbert up top on the left side. Now to Leach. Leach shoots and she scores her 7th goal of the night. A beautiful pass from Lauren Gilbert that time to give her an assist. And this train might be running away. Lakers just dominating in the 8-meter. Great crisp passes with spectacular accuracy tonight. As Lawless and Leach come back level set at center for the draw. I know senior Catherine Lawless has got a lot of pride. She'll battle to the end as younger sister Maya goes for it, but there it is. Lauren Gilbert again controlling the draw. Leach now down to Freeman. Freeman looks, doesn't see anything. Now back up top to Leach. Leach to younger Gilbert. Younger Gilbert now to Anderson. Anderson swings it over to Freeman back at X. Freeman tries to roll, hits the double, comes back to the left. Nothing there, feeds the cutter, Mansky. Mansky comes in, not quite there. Wisely pulls it back out. Had a good triple on her at that point as Katie Gilbert now takes control of the ball out near the 20. Got a long way to go here with 17-18 left on the clock. I don't think the Lakers will slow down offensively, but I do think they will be very wise on their shot selection. As Katie Gilbert tries to go one-on-one coming down the left, drops the ball. OES is now able to scoop it up. Oh, no, still loose. The younger Lawless is able to finally get control of it in her stick as she sprints down the center, coming left side. Trail check, there it is. Lauren Gilbert, folks. Her specialty. Her 37th caused turnover of the year. And as we talked about at the top of the game, she really is fantastic at finding those soft spots in transition, and those can just be morale killers after a big scrum like that, balls on the ground. To think you're moving in a positive direction on offense and just have it taken right away from you by Gilbert can leave a mark mentally, I think. So Gilbert's going to take her time, I think, as she now flicks down to Horowitz. Horowitz takes a look as Hummel tries to press out, and Leach controls down low, and she's going to ISO. Gilbert now takes a look. Double comes. Nice feed. Kind of a tight pass to Freeman. Not sure the call was right on. But nonetheless, it will set Freeman up for a free position shot. As Bissell is sent 4 behind. And Ello looks to add to their 11-3 lead with Freeman from the right hash as she comes down through the middle, shoots. Nice stop by goalie Allie Thomas. Leach back out to Gilbert. Gilbert against the younger Lawless. Now over to Horowitz. Mansky takes a look, flips it to Anderson. Anderson comes down the right and brings it back out to Horowitz. Horowitz on over to Freeman. Freeman's going to take a look, come in full head of steam. She shoots and she scores the bouncer. Pretty shot from the freshman. That completes the hat trick for Freeman, who's got 3 goals and 2 assists on the night, as the Lakers push out to a 12-3 lead with 14:37 left on the clock. Freeman has really had an outstanding senior year, as we talked about earlier. First team All-League, second team All-State, averaging 2.76 points per game. Comes into tonight with 42 goals, now having added 3. Gets her up to 45. Also came into tonight with 16 assists, now up at 18. 35 ground balls 19 caused turnovers and 18 draw controls as Lawless and Leach reset. Ball is up, and look who it is. Lauren Gilbert with the snag. Clean brings it down across the 50 on the left side with Cloutier pushing out on defense. Gilbert to Gilbert. Nice skip pass. Now to Leach. Gilbert now comes down the middle, comes to her left. Redodges, comes down. Oh, looks like Horowitz might have been open, but Gilbert holds it. Leach now to Gilbert, senior. And now over to Katie. Katie rolls right, rolls left, comes back around, fires it down low. Ball's missed. Steps out of bound. Good hustle play by OES, but no joy as it stays with the Lakers. Ball's on the carpet with Mansky, but she's able to get it over to Anderson, who brings it around top with pressure from Tracy. Anderson to Little Gilbert. Leach to Freeman down low. Freeman's going to ISO, comes in, hits the double, drops back, hits Mansky. Mansky shoots into the stick of Allie Thomas. Nice save by her. As she comes behind, looking for the right clear. Over to 16. Excuse me, that was number 10, Megan Ruoff. My apologies, as the Aardvarks reset to try to get something going here in the second half. As the double team comes from the Lakers, Ruoff gets to the middle. And a nice trail check by Garland Horowitz to bring it back the other way. Oh, and a nice interception almost by Amanda Tracy, who has her goggles knocked off. And the ball's back to the Lakers, folks. Their trail checks really have been the difference here in the second half. Anything in transition, they've been able to thwart and bring it right back to the offensive end. As we get a push call. As we get a stoppage of play. I believe Tracy got hit in the face. I don't think it was intentional, but got her goggles knocked off. So she's trying to gather herself as the senior looks like she's going to step off the field, and Coach Bankowski will need to bring in a sub who will need to serve the penalty behind Rowan Anderson 4 meters back as she gets ready for a free position shot. Looks like she's telling her trainer that she got a stick up off the ground in the face. Her goggles did come off, so not that it didn't happen. I just think at this point the umpires did not see it, so no call. As Rowan Anderson sets up as the free position, comes in with the right, gets free, takes the shot and misses. Oh, big push by Mansky. Hard check. Will bring Ruoff up to the top. Oh, and we've got we've got a bloody nose for Rowan Anderson. So as she came in and hit that triple, Coach Anderson now will have to come up with a substitution. She reaches into her bag and pulls out number 7, Emma Hunter. So a couple of unfortunate knocks in this last set, one for OES and Coach Bankowski, and one for LO and Coach Anderson. I don't think either of those were intentional. I just think the frustration and effort from both teams is still at a high level as Ruoff drops the ball on the carpet, unfortunately, in her own 8. Now trying to scoop it up desperately as we got an across the body on LO. That'll bring the ball back to OES. OES just really struggling in getting the ball out of their end of the field, either by a pass that hits the ground or a trail check by the really suffocating Lakers defense. And there it is again, a ball on the carpet. This time though, Ferguson comes up with it and is able to control, and the Aardvarks look like they may get an opportunity on the offensive end as Catherine Lawless gets the pass, comes down with numbers as Leach pushes out. And we had offsides on the Lakers, which can happen when you've got somebody leave the field due to injury, just making sure you're reset. Anders is the one unfortunately caught left holding the bag. That will put Catherine Lawless at the top of the 12 with Katie Gilbert directly behind. I don't know if Lawless will go straight in and try to take a shot here. She might, just to try to draw the shooting space. Nothing there. Gilbert pressing hard on her quick shoots. Wide right. I think we will have a free position shot for Catherine. Looks as though Mullen was sent out. Catherine comes in. And a great save by Riley Herford. An even better one on the rebound. All the way out to Katie Gilbert, who now brings the ball up past the 40 in transition on the left side with pressure out by number 12, Hummel. Hummel with the push. A really nice save by Hertford on the initial and then on the rebound to spring the Lakers out. As we come up on 9:35 left in the game. Horowitz to Freeman. Freeman's going to get called for her second offensive charge. Definitely out of control there. Just a little too much of a head of steam going downhill. We'll put that in the freshman mistake category, something I know she'll improve at as her career goes on. Such an outstanding talent. But sometimes the body control at that age in these games just isn't there quite yet. Great pressure defense from behind and helps with that trail check. And look who comes up with the ball. Off her offensive foul is Katie Freeman, and that one will be a block. Not on Katie Freeman, but on number 6 of the Aardvarks, Kai Bissell, which will set Freeman up for a free position shot to see if she can add to her 3 goals on the night. He comes in, shoots, bounces it over. Ball will stay with the Lakers. Horowitz with the ball down low. Drops it outside to Mansky. Mansky now to Gilbert. Couple of bobbles along the way. Gilbert to Gilbert. Now over to Anders. Anders typically on defense, but filling in for Rowan Anderson, who took the stick to the face and a bloody nose break on the sideline as Gilbert scoops it up. And now over to younger sister Katie, who comes in looking for the shooting space, doesn't get it, brings it back out. Pressure out from Ruoff. And a shooting space call on the Aardvarks will set Katie Gilbert up for a free position shot. This time number 15, Maddie Reynolds, or excuse me, Cloutier is sent out 4 meters. Gilbert on her strong hand, right hand, coming from the left. See what she can do with it. Comes in, hits traffic, decides to bring it around to the left side. Excuse me, right side. It's a little bump and a bobble. Nice down the middle, shoots, and a score from Garland Horowitz as she rings up her first goal of the night, having come off a 2-goal performance against Wilsonville in the semifinals last Friday night. Nice little feed from Katie Gilbert to Garland as the Lakers now take the commanding 13-3 lead. We are now at the 10-goal differential rule where the clock will run. A little switch on the draw. Number 19, Maya Lawless in for the Aardvarks against number 2, Carli Leach, as Catherine Lawless has now dropped back on attack. Cloutier and Giannini for OES on the circle, while Gilbert and Anders round out the north side. Ball is up. Can OES get to it before it crosses the 30? They can, but they can't control it. And look who's back. Rowan Anderson actually is back on the field, and the Lakers control with 5:50 to go. I suspect the Lakers might try to tack on one more goal before they go into slowdown, but this could turn into a 5-minute game of keep away. Gilbert comes in. Anderson now brings it around the left side, looks to roll, comes through, doesn't take the shot, and sends it out to Lauren Gilbert. Lauren Gilbert now to Katie Freeman. Katie Freeman wraps around and looses one wide right. It's going to be OES ball. Just didn't quite get the arm pulled all the way through on that one as Giannini tries to come through the middle, dumps it off, but again, a sloppy pass in the midfield almost causes a turnover. Now back to the younger Lawless, who's in full sprint coming down, trying to get something on the board for the Aardvark. She gets a full head of steam, comes down the left side, shoots kind of a horizontal shot. Not a real good chance that was gonna go based on the angle as the Aardvarks try to set up. And there she is, Riley Hertford, the goalie slash defender, who picks one clean out of the air. She really does become the 12th defender out on the field for a defense. You must keep her position in mind every time you're moving in and around the crease on offense. So the Lakers move back into their offensive end with 4:03 left on the clock. A commanding performance. Unless something shocking happens, I believe the Lakers are on their way to winning their 7th OGLA state championship in convincing fashion over the number 2 ranked Aardvarks. A nice way for seniors Lauren Gilbert and Riley Hertford to go out tonight. Both have had a very decorated career. 3 state championships out of 4 years, only loss coming their sophomore year to West Lynn. But both of these young ladies have done an outstanding job in representing the game here in Oregon, and I know they will continue to do that as they travel on. Hertford, who will be joining West Lynn alum from the class of 2016, Natalie Byrne, down at USC. Will be great to see those two continue to develop together, this time on the same sideline, as they shared some epic battles during their high school years, as Gilbert now controls out by the 20 with pressure out by number 12, Harper Hummel. And again, I think the Lakers are now in full keep-away mode, although Leach could have probably rolled that, but has chosen to bring it out. On the OES side, as we talked about, senior Catherine Lawless, also just an outstanding young lady, an outstanding representative of our game, very involved in youth officiating as well as her playing career, and represents things the right way and has the opportunity to go to a fantastic big brain school like Tufts, and I know she'll continue to develop as Lake Oswego brings the ball over to Lucy Stout. Lucy Stout comes down the middle, fires, and a nice stop by Thomas. with 2 minutes to go in this game as Ruoff controls the ball, comes through the double team, and gets the across the body call. As the Lake Oswego fans start to wind things up, I think they can sense the end as Lawless misses the pass and it's sent back to Carli Leach. Leach now to Gilbert. The face of Oregon lacrosse will be very different next year with some of these outstanding seniors moving on. We've got a very talented senior class of 2017, as we talked about earlier. 23 seniors will move on to play at the NCAA Division I, II, or III level, and 20 will move on to play club. Great growth in our game here in the state. And again, for those of you who are with us at the semifinals, we talked a little bit about how the game of lacrosse was not started as Freeman tries to roll in, comes back out. Now to Lucy Stout, and who draws the shooting space. The game of lacrosse started in Oregon in 1995. So compared to the cradles of lacrosse, Baltimore, Maryland, or Long Island, as Lucy Stout shoots and misses, and Allie Thomas scoops it up as Giannini tries to break free, and a foul from Gilbert. So the pedigree is developing, shall we say. And a block from number 15, Maddie Reynolds, will drop the ball back to Lake Oswego. A bit of a moving screen, if you will. And that will let the clock run out. And a giant congratulations to the Lake Oswego Lakers, who defeat the OES Aardvarks in sound fashion, 13-3, and capture their 7th state championship. Congratulations to Coach Anderson, her staff, her school, but most importantly, her players, seniors Riley Hertford and Lauren Gilbert, who finished their careers on a high note and in convincing fashion here tonight. OES has had a great year, and it's always the hard part of these things. Somebody's got to go home with second place, and it's unfortunate to see OES be that, as they've just had a fantastic year and unfortunately ran into a very motivated, very gifted Lake Oswego Lakers team here tonight. As these two teams move back to their benches, we will get them lined up for a handshake. And as soon as they shake hands, our crowd control folks are gonna let the fans loose to run out on the field and join their classmates in celebrating this 2017 state championship. Goalie Allie Thomas is gonna start with the classy move of shaking Riley Hertford's hand as they move down the line. A tough loss for Coach Bankowski and the Aardvarks, having lost to LO in the semifinals last year and then working their way to a number 2 ranking this year and hoping that this would be the season to get beyond them. Unfortunately not, but I'm sure in future years their continuation to develop with a nice hug between Catherine Lawless and Coach Anderson to go forward. All right, folks, I think that'll wrap it up for me. This is Ben Finklea with the Oregon Girls Lacrosse Association, thanking you for joining us tonight for our 2017 state championship game as the Lake Oswego student body rushes out to join their classmates. Congratulations to the Lakers, and thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Good night.